last lap of this race.
Yeah, it's a full stop into that final corner. Very easy to run in, a little bit hot. We've seen crashes into there, including in the Moto3 class earlier on today. Very easy to make a mistake, very easy to just run in a bit too hot and also lead yourself to a little bit of a collision with some other riders. We saw that as well on the exit. So that last corner is where it often comes down to in the Moto3 class. It looks there like we've got a problem on the grid for Marco Tapia inside the top 10 Tapia, but he's going to have to start from pit lane, you'd imagine. There's going to be a little bit of a delay just waiting for Tapia's bike to clear the grid. Unfortunate for Marco, he was in the European Talent Cup on the podium here last year, but now having to start from pit lane. A lot of work to do for him, but for the rest of the field, Dani Holgado on the pole position. That is Diogo Moreira in second spot. Jose Julian Garcia rounds out the front row of the grid, and for Dani Holgado, he's going for 3 in a row in the Moto3 Junior World Championship. Good start for Moreira from the middle of the front row. It looks like Dani Holgado just missed the lights a little bit there. He's trying to get himself steadied up, but for Diogo Moreira, a first career podium in race 1. He's now going to take the whole shot down in towards turn 1. Joel Kelso on the 66 trying to hold on to that third position. Once again, Matsuyama with a fast start on the number 32 machine. All the riders trying to make their way through turn 1. They've all managed to make their way through, but a few riders already running out wide. Jose Julian Garcia trying to run down the inside on the number 20 machine. That's Marco Tapia out of pit lane.
Marco Tapia up and okay, he's running off now. He's going to be at the back of the field, but Diogo Moreira through on the inside comes Ivan Ortola. Joel Kelso going back another place. That's back to 5th for him. Ortola up to 4th. But at the front, Diogo Moreira has found great form. He's off and running, Steve. Yeah,
Moreira there on the 92, able to open up a small gap over Dani Holgado. That's Jose Julian Garcia trying to get down the inside. He's had a lot of disappointment so far this season. That looks like it could be Sho Nishimura maybe that's gone down in the mid-pack. Disappointing starts the year for Nishimura. We've seen a few crashes from in Estoril as well, but at the front of the field it is still Moreira. He had his first podium, Kiko. Looks like he's got his bit of confidence now. He's
definitely got confidence. We've said it many times already during the show. The floodgates are open, and Moreira definitely looking like a different rider. We did not see this coming after Estoril. Was a bit disappointing there. Oh, big crash! That's one of the Munoz. Which one is it? Is it David or is it Daniel? He's up and okay.
They're in identical leathers, tough to see, so we'll wait and see which of them comes through the shot in the next couple of moments. Really easy for that incident to happen. We actually saw probably a similar crash for Gerard Riou in the earlier race this morning as well.
We got a red flag.
This is Fariola and Morossi that are out as well, and that's a red flag that's been brought out for that. Very easy, Kiko, to have incidents like this in a pack race like the Moto3 class.
Yeah, this is it's not uncommon, especially on the opening lap. You know, it's all so close. Good. Steve, how good is it to see the Moon Eyes back on the front of a junior world championship event, and got a major race really? It's been a long time.
Yeah, and certainly for the Japanese riders coming through, lots of talent now coming through as a direct result of the Asia Talent Cup. Matsuyama, one of those riders. Lots of race winners from that championship have now been given opportunities. Great to see that coming through from Asia. This is going to be a 12-lap race in the Moto3 Junior World Championship. Dani Holgado on pole position, and as the lights go out, Holgado makes a better start this time, but still not as good as Diogo Moreira. Moreira on the 92 able to make a very fast start. That's Clement Rouge just fanning out to the left-hand side on the 45. But for these riders in the run down in towards turn 1, Moreira's going to try and hold on that lead. Ivan Ortola on the 24 tries to get down the inside. He's up into 3rd position now from 5th on the grid. A few riders running themselves out wide, but certainly right now we've got Moreira, Holgado, Ortola, and you can see now it looks like maybe it's one of the other Aspar bikes trying to make some progress. That's Asman leaving the pits.
Yeah, Asman leaves the pits, and Matsuyama, we said he needed to make a good start again. He's made a diabolical start. He's down in about 10th place, being pushed around by David Salvador down there. So that's Mattia Volpi. He's at the back of the pack at the moment with Asman behind. But out front, Moreira and Holgado and Ortola. Kelso's held position. He's in 4th.
In the initial start, we saw Moreira was able to take an early lead, stretch out a couple of bike lines. He's trying to do the same now, and this time it's from Dani Holgado. Once again, Holgado with a much better start. Ivan Ortola with a much better start as well. Of course, for Ortola, stepping up from the European Talent Cup, he had pole position at the opening race of the year in Estoril. Looks like he's got a fast bike underneath him once again here in Valencia, trying to make sure he makes up for that disappointment of what happened at the end of the opening race of the day, whenever he got boxed out a little bit, came away with points, but would have thought he had a chance of a podium. He's now got that opportunity once again. The back of this group, it's the other Munoz that's gone down, and he's taken down the 64 David. It was Daniel that lost it. To feel each other out. They know that the gap back to Matsuyama is round about 2.5 seconds. Matsuyama last time around though did take half a second out of them. That's why it's important for Moreira to hit the front and see if he's able to set a faster pace to keep that leading 4 away from Matsuyama, because we know Matsuyama isn't afraid of getting his head down, closing the gap to those that group in front of him.
He's definitely got great race pace on his own. It's just, again, like in the first race, there was just too much going on around him, and he did get shuffled back, and that was just so hard for him then to overcome by the time the race really got into its stride. But very impressed with Diogo Moreira, Steve. This is something we have not seen from him in the last year or so, and he's put it on the front row. That's good. You can do that in qualifying. You can pull one lap out of nowhere. But Moreira has got good race pace here. The Brazilian rider, number 92, I'm talking about, ahead of this field, has got good pace. And we didn't see him do this in race one. He didn't hit the front with 7 laps to go. He was very patient in second and third.
Yeah, for Moreira there in the lead. This is that podium. We know Holgado is going to be fast all the way through this race. He's picked up 2 race wins so far, but Ivan Ortola stepping up from the ETC, he wants to have a chance to win this race.
Yeah, and the good thing for Ortola is, at worst, well, besides being taken out or crashing, he will finish 4th, and that's good now because he's not battling with a load of riders. He's battling with 2 riders who he was with earlier and knows roughly how they work, and Jose Julian Garcia, who's pretty clean. We've seen him make very, very clean passes so far. So Ortola shouldn't get too...
Jose Julian Garcia has kept a very clean nose all the way through this. Hasn't looked to be making the moves like some of the other riders, Kiko. Does he have something? Does he have an answer to those riders around him? I'm
not sure if he has an answer, but he definitely feels like he's not rushing. He's quite confident. He's methodical in his riding, and I think that's going to pay dividends later on in the race in a couple of laps' time. This is the battle for the rest of the top 6. Marcos Ruda, don't forget he had a great result here in the ETC last year. I think he was a race winner actually in Valencia, and then there's Mario Agi in 7th place. Super Mario, is he going to be able to put a move over that for a top 6 finish? Agi, good start to the season, Steve. In Estoril he was top 5, I think.
Yeah, not quite able to build on it here in Valencia. We've got 2.5 laps to go now for these riders, and certainly as it is right now out in front of Danny Holgado from Ivan Ortola. Holgado, he doesn't want to give Ivan Ortola a big gap. It's Moreira out in front from the 92, and then the 24 of Ortola, and then you've got Holgado and Garcia. Lap and a half to go, Kiko. Yeah,
lap and a half to go, and you know, Holgado, he's not quite there, but he's not quite dropped off. The slipstream for him down the front straight is going to be so important. The 96 I'm talking about there. But Diogo Moreira, look at this. He is out front and looking very, very comfy indeed. We're going into the last corner. We know got to defend really into turn 8, but he doesn't want to do it too much. He can't really defend into turn 11, and that's a passing opportunity because he's going to compromise his side.
Down the inside. Garcia, of course, one of the more experienced riders in the field. He kept his powder dry all the way through this 12-lap race. The last couple of laps, though, he's been making some moves. Ortola's going to try and get down the inside into turn 8 because he can see Danny Holgado once again stretching out a little bit of a lead. We've got 4 riders in the battle now into the next right-hander. This is where it becomes really important to see who's able to make the moves. Holgado out in front, possibly with enough of a margin in hand now over Garcia. You can see Diogo Moreira once again able to make that move into the right-hander. Gets himself up into 3rd position. It's Holgado still leading from Garcia. Ivan Ortola trying to answer into the right-hander.
Yeah, this is the battle we wanted to see. Oh, massive crash, Moreira!
With a huge crash that's gone out from the podium fights. And for Moreira, he's now going to have to just dust himself off. Disappointment for the Brazilian rider. Holgado's got enough of a gap now over Garcia. And then it's Ivan Ortola in 3rd position. Unfortunate for Diogo Moreira, but once again we're able to see Danny Holgado come away with the spoils, and another race victory for Danny Holgado. 3 from 3 in the Moto3 Junior World Championship. Jose Julian Garcia able to come away with his first podium of the season. Ivan Ortola up on the podium once again. But for Diogo Moreira, it's a missed opportunity for him further down the field. David Salvador missed out in that last lap. Super Mario able to pick up a top 5 finish there. Mario Agi and Marcos Ruda able to come away with that 4th position. That is very, very dramatic last lap, Kiko, and it looks like Diogo Moreira holding his wrist there.
Yeah, the right wrist. It went, the back end stepped out on the way into the corner, and that would have flicked him. It probably did hurt his right wrist there, his throttle hand. Well, I was just about to say it's the battle we wanted to see between Holgado and Garcia. They are the 2 riders we expect to be fighting for this championship. What a race that was indeed, and another win for the Aspar Junior team. As we said, Steve, Ruda, Agi and Salvador completing the top 6, with Ryu Tapia, David Real and Scott Ogden of...
This is the move that he made on the last lap, goes from 3rd to 1st. Diogo Moreira and then Ivan Ortola dispatched with by Danny Halgado, and on that last lap he just got his head down, made sure he had good pace all the way through, almost the same pace as his fastest lap of the race, able to take advantage then of the bit of confusion that comes from the Diogo Moreira crash to be able to take this race victory by 0.3 of a second. That was probably the biggest margin between this group all the way through the 12-lap race. But for Danny Halgado, he's been able to walk away with a double win here in Valencia, and it really does set him up nicely for the coming rounds as well. We've got another double header next time out in Catalonia, then it's Portimao before the summer break after the Aragon round as well. It does come thick and fast for these riders in the CEV Championship. They're also, for a lot of them, racing in the Red Bull Rookies Cup as well. But for Danny Halgado, 3 from 3, and he's down in Parc Ferme with Kiko.